1957 is when the center started. It was the Halsey Taylor Rehabilitation Center way back when. We've maintained a steady local presence for 62 years, which not a lot of local nonprofits can say.
We can provide therapies that other places don't provide, and it's more of a family setting than a very sterile hospital setting there.
We offer physical therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy, and we have a kids' garden daycare program.
I've been fortunate enough to see a child from birth to now middle school aged where they came in with no hope that they would be walking, or that they would be able to do this, that, or the other milestone, and they surpass it, and then they look for the next milestone.
Well, one of our big things is to see how kids are coming along, and if they're behind on their skill set, then we would help them progress into learning some of their gross motor skills that they should be doing.
We know the families, and they come in the same appointment week in and week out when that need is there.
We can evaluate and decide what the kid needs to work on next, but to go home and to continue practicing or doing that during the week, it makes progression so much quicker and faster.
We try to give homework, have the families come back and participate, learn what they're supposed to do, and try to recreate as much as they can outside of the therapy setting to really enhance the effect of programs.
The children needed therapy really from the beginning. They were like 3 or 4 months old when we started coming here.
Mac looked like he was going to have a lot more problems, but we got him up and walking pretty quick. Bo was what they consider lower tone, so it took a long time to get him to even be able to sit on his own, and then to be able to crawl on his own, and then finally standing up and then being able to take some of his first steps.
Bo gets physical therapy, and then when he needed to, he started to get occupational and then speech. Mac actually has had all three, but is only down now to physical therapy.
They're getting to some of the higher level skills that they need to be doing. Bo is functioning probably around 3.5 on some of his skills, but progressing quickly. And Mac is almost at age appropriate.
One of our success stories at the center is a young man who came to us for speech therapy, and he was very limited in terms of how he interacted.
When there's speech delays, they always do a hearing test first to make sure that there's nothing wrong with their hearing. And there wasn't, so they went into speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy.
These kids are going from nearly nonverbal to being able to communicate. Our speech therapists are super dedicated.
2 months after he first started here, he had to have his second open heart surgery. So he was on a ventilator for 4 weeks. When he came off the ventilator, he had hardly any voice at all. So I wondered, okay, how are they going to do speech if he can't talk? Well, they taught him some signs. We learned the ABCs, and he could tell me when he was hungry, when he wanted to play, when he was tired.
I knew his mother, and she found out that I worked here, and she cornered me and went on and on about how important the center was to the progress of her son, and that he wouldn't be as independent and interactive as he is now.
So he has progressed from just learning to walk at 2.5 to he went on to play putt-putt, golfing, and bowling and soccer. He still bowls. He has a high game of 224, so.
We started out at different therapy programs. We were just never really, not what you would call happy, but there was never like a progression. Finally, through a physical therapist that we were friends with, she referenced us to Children's Rehab Center. Bernie came highly recommended. She is unbelievable at her job, and it has been just uphill with progress ever since.
Madison came to us struggling and possibly walking with a walker. We got her up and moving, and you can see now she'll be walking and almost running around on her own, which was a very big feat. And so we're challenging her and doing things beyond walking.
We went to a forward-facing walker, and now she walks independently with the help of her assistant dog. Do you like coming here?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, therapy's not always fun. Huh?
No.
But Bernie makes it fun.
Yes. The age group I love because they They just absorb everything, and all you have to do is expose it to them. You don't have to give them tests. You just expose them to the different textures and concepts, and they just absorb it. It's just the coolest thing to see that I'm actually teaching them something. We do have children that are typical and some children that are special needs. Some of those come from therapy to us. I really do enjoy the diversity, and I enjoy what all I've learned from the therapist.
It's designed to just allow parents to have a secure environment. If a child needs therapy, they can have therapy, but there's no mandate that the Kids Garden have only kids in therapy that attend.
We are a 5-star rated center now, and we keep all the documentation so I can share that with the parents. I love this job. I really do. I really do.
I'm excited about the potential for the center to grow. We do great work, and we can probably do more.
I'd love to see this facility be the first thing that comes to a parent's mind when they're looking for therapy services.
Madison, tell me, so what do you want to be when you?
Oh.
Do you have any plans for the future? I mean, what's your thing?
I was thinking that I wanted to be a nurse.
I like it.
Looking back, I can't imagine not having come here. It would have been a totally different young man.